guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, 1972 Super Beetle. I think that's what I was told. Anywho, 72 Super Beetle. And if you've watched this channel long enough, you might be asking yourself, what was that noise? That was my phone because I forgot to turn off notifications. To self, why am I starting my intro here randomly? Usually I'm on the lift area. Well, that's because I already worked on this car and I forgot to record an intro. So I'll tell you what we're going to knock out in this video. Fuel tank sending unit. Boop. Let me start with the easy, the first part. Owner bought this car. If you watch this channel again, he owns the thing. Well, the son owns the thing. The orange thing. Literally, Volkswagen thing. So he bought an orange Beetle. Digressing or regressing. He bought it. This is like a post-buy inspection. Just go through things, make it more mechanically sound, so on and so forth. And I think we did that. I just got back from a test drive. But what we're doing in this episode, if you want to sit and watch, fuel tank sending unit. The old one was leaking. We just replaced it, put a new O-ring in there and a sending unit. Fix the ignition. Not showing that because it was just literally put some graphite in there and work it. Fix that. The tumbler. New carburetor. Threw a new carb on. Electronic distributor. New distributor. Set valves. You know, normal tune-up. Plugs and wires are fine. Didn't mess with those. But he had a complaint, actually just dropping this thing off, because it did run and drive here. He had the main complaint of wouldn't hold an idle. So it just kept falling out his face. Idle, die, idle, die. So he just had to keep, revving it to keep it running. So that's where we ended up in the back. I think I might explain that, why we did that, but if I didn't, that's why. Anywho's, stay tuned, watch this video, like, share, subscribe if you don't want to. I don't know. This is a cluster. I don't know if I said it. He's on his way and I forgot to cut the intro. So after I hit off, well, I'm recording the outro. Yeah, I'm best YouTuber ever. Stay tuned. I'll be right back with hopefully the video. And then you'll see the outro whenever, if you stick around long enough. Yeah, this is going well. All right, guys. We're going to start with the known issue and fuel tank sender. The good news is this duct tape's already ripped. So hopefully it's just this one screw to take out. Oh yeah. Hopefully it's a bad gasket. I know the owner said he's messed with it before and he can't get it to lock down or it just keeps spinning. So we're going to replace the sending unit and the gasket on this thing. One thing I like about the early Supers, so the flat windshield Supers, is, come on, you don't have to pull the gas tank to get to the float. What are we stuck on? There we go. You can kind of just gently move this airbox out of the way and get access to your ring versus taking the whole thing apart. The curved windshield, you got to pull the tank up to get it because you have that big airbox that covers the sending unit. There we go. It's fighting a ground wire. All right. Gonna have to move you guys. But anyway, get your sending unit. Like I said, he said he tried to tighten it a couple times, and I guess it gets to a point where it just spins. And that's typical if they've been over tightened. What I do is get 2 vice grips or locking pliers, whatever. Tighten them up. You can get them onto those indents and use them to spin it. Just pull it out. gasket's cooked. Float looks good, and it's the ball style, which is the original style. So you can actually get them in and out of this thing. Yeah. That gasket is cooked. Flat, what have you. Now I can reuse that float. I know it works, and I like that style. If you didn't know, they come in this ball style, and then they come with the oblong, elongated things, floats. I don't necessarily like the elongated floats. They're a pain in the butt. They get screwed up. I think I've complained about them on the channel enough to where you know I really dislike using them. I'll save that as a spare. New sending unit. New gasket, if you can tell. Stop. Also, same style, ball style. Good setup. You might be able to tell this guy's flat at this point. This guy's round. But the tank feels fine. It's just grooves that this thing sits in. What does the bottom of this one look like? Yeah, it doesn't look terrible. Like I said, this would be a good spare. But get that, throw this one in. Same thing, get your vice grips. Hook them on and turn it to lock it down. There we go. Should be locked. Nice and tight. Put the screw back in. Done. New sending unit installed. There's a float work. Battery. Oh, I disconnected it. Try that again. Still no juice. What the hell? There we go. And about a quarter of a tank. Float works. Perfect. Whoop. Raise a little bit. All right, so that was simple. Like I said, new, I'll save this as a spare. I also got stock spare O-rings, just in case. These things are typical to fail, the O-ring. Only reason I did put a new float in is he said that is a new gas tank. Typically when people buy gas tanks and floats, they'll buy, like I said, the cheaper ones, which have the long instead of the ball. So I'd rather put something in I know it works. I know this one works. We'll just shelf it for possibly someone who needs one. and doesn't want to go the route of getting a brand new one or diagnosis. You see me use fuel floats all the time. I have a standard Beetle somewhere in here, or I lost that, not sure. Anyway, that'll work as a fuel float for diad purposes. All right, let me get this thing racked up. Figure to knock out the easy thing first. Get this thing racked up and let's start doing engine stuff. I got to do check the valves. I might have said in the opening that it has a problem idling, so it's going to get valve job. I don't know the last time it was done, nor does he. Valves get done. I said that like 9 times. Throw an electronic ignition in this thing and a new carburetor, and hopefully that sorts that out. Also, you know, obviously an oil change, but yeah, little odds and ends. Car sounds good when it runs. Obviously, it's not running now because I'm doing the valves. So we'll do that. Oh yeah, and an oil pressure sender has to be changed just because it's, well, leaking. Typical. So let me get this thing racked up and I'll be right back. All right, guys. First thing, TDC the engine. This thing rolls over super easily. All right. TDC'd. Let's get under here. Flathead. Wheel feels okay. A little wobble on that one. Nothing major. What else do I want? Because I forgot that flashlight. Let's use this one. Damn it. And I think I tell everybody I do this as fast as I skip adjust it. So what I'm going to do, and I say this in all my videos, newer gasket looks like it's at least been done. We'll clean that out. So it's not dry and brittle and dry rotted. Throw that out. But what I do, cylinder 1, they feel tight, but nothing astronomical. They're like 4, so back them off a little bit. I just feel it. No chatter. The car sounded good coming in, so I wasn't too concerned about them. Yeah, brain fart. The car sounded good coming in. It didn't have like a lot of chatter or anything like that, so I was assuming they'd be tight, which they are, but they're not. Let me get my feeler gauge. All right, 6 thou. Oh yeah, tight. It's probably like 4. Maybe even tighter. I don't have anything smaller than 6 on this gauge set. So, yeah, what we're gonna do is cylinder 1, intake 2, exhaust 4. So, on this rotation, I'll go 180 and then do it again. Let me pop that side up. Yeah, exhaust 4 is tight too. It's like they're all adjusted, they all feel like they're adjusted like 4. Which, like I said, if you have a BMW motorcycle, that's what they adjust them to. By running that tight of a valve clearance, depending how hot the engine runs, so on and so forth. It can lead to problems down the road. As far as valve clearance is getting tighter. Well, I guess terribly. that feels about 6. Yivers. But yeah, I'll go down. Like I said, we're adjusting all these to 6. If you want to, you can leave. Yeah, you can leave your intakes at 4. You can run your intakes tighter if you want. Because they do stay cooler with the in-charging air, but I recommend keeping your exhaust bigger. Just my 2 cents on that. Like I said, they're not off. They're not off by much. All right, do the other side. I'll get back to you if I find any developments. I'm gonna also start dumping this. I think this engine's been rebuilt at one point. Has new exhaust, new push rod tubes. Yeah, I say this engine's had some loving done to it. I'll bring you under after I get this done. But I'm gonna start dumping the exhaust as well. Just so I can speed up that process. Where'd that oil come from? Oh, that was from me taking the valve cover off. All right, hold please. All right, no developments. Oil's draining nice. I need the wrench. But 4's done. Just gonna roll this engine over. Get our TDC 3. And then adjust everything on the other side. End plate feels good. I really didn't tug that hard. But yeah, now we can do cylinder 3. Again, tight. Really tight on intake. Whoa. Intake 4. Super tight, it doesn't even move. Oh. Exhaust 2 feels good. But yeah, let me go through and knock this out. Oil looked good, everything looks good. So I'll be right back. All right, guys. First thing we're doing under here to tackle this is, well, blind myself. Always works well. Second thing we're gonna do, let's try to get the air filter off. There we go. Because we're going to change the carb. Just treat it like an onion. Peel back the layers. I think I'm more impressed that everything's tight. Because I'll be honest, I do not do that. Take it, this has oil in it. We'll check the oil in there. But yeah, carburetor. Might be able to see. Come here, light. That throttle shaft is leaking. Around the base gasket. It's wet on both sides of the throttle shaft, meaning like right here on the nut. Here. Accelerator pump looks like it's leaking too. So, we're doing it. We're not just throwing this out, or that's the original Solex, which is, you know, cool, but it's the original Solex. What are you? 30 pick 2. cutoff solenoid's right here. Weird. I cannot tell you the last time I came across one of those. Vacuum hose. Yeah, it looks like it's been semi-recently serviced, just due to the fact that all these are like new German lines. New fuel pump, stuff like that. But the German lines are gonna go away. For the main reason, I don't like them and I don't trust them. There is another fuel filter already behind the axle, or over the axle behind the engine. It is full of crap. I'm assuming that's why the tank got changed. With that said, I don't think I have enough 1/4 inch to change that filter right now. I gotta run to the store and grab some. Because that also is new fuel line, but it's German. So, take that as you will, but I'm going to change it all out to normal people 1/4 inch. And put hose clamps on them. Well, if it's leaking, I think I said that right. If it's leaking fuel at this point, it was leaking air way before this point. If I didn't say that right, I just corrected myself. That's off, that's off. Choke. I'm gonna have to make a new wire. Actually, no, because I'll just disable the idle. Cut off like I normally do. All right, let me get the new carburetor and we'll stab it on, but yeah. Idle cut off. Like I said, I can't remember the last time I've seen one there. Type 3s? Dual carbs? Do they have them there? Yeah, not sure. Solex pick 2. Yeah, she's, like I said, it's leaking. Oh, I need that. All right. You drain. All right, let me get my carburetor, clean this stuff up, and we'll stab it on. Be right back. All right, new carb. New hardware. One thing I recommend is if you're doing a carb change, especially if you got a single port or like 30 pick up the M6 M8 by 1.25 nuts, but get them in JIC. What that is Japanese standard, and it's a 12 mil head instead of a 13. Gain yourself a little clearance, so you don't have to fight a 13 millimeter with close tolerances. Helps out really on that back nut. I'm not gonna say I was fighting trying to get it on, but I wasn't doing myself any favors. Because it's so close to that hook of the manifold. Any kind of cheating is good cheating, as long as your results come out the same and you don't screw anything up. But yeah, I'll use JICs if I need the correct thread pitch, but a smaller head. Usually they're 1 mil smaller on average, or at least what I use, than standard metric. So typical M8 1.25 and standard is metric head is a 13. In a JIC it's a 12. Like I said, it works well for carburetors. It's mainly why I change them out, because I gain more access so I can get to these bolts. So like I said, this wrench actually fits now, and it can snug and do everything else. Still a little tight, but it's a lot better than a 13, and I know I got positive engagement all the way around it. Accelerator pump works, we're good there. right, I have to make a new. Yeah, I have to make a new jumper wire to go from the solenoid, cutoff solenoid, because it's over here now, to the choke. So let me do this real quick. I'll be back to you. Probably just use this wire and just make another wire. I'll show you what I got going on later, but I know I say in my normal videos, my other videos, what I do is I run a wire to here, to the cutoff, and I use a chair terminal, and I just have another wire to go from here to here. Instead of, I don't like doing this, the double T, or double, yeah, I don't like making Ys. I don't know why, it's just in my brain. I can isolate circuits if I need to isolate circuits by pulling connectors. I obviously can't do that if I'm all wide together. I mean, I can unplug an end. I don't know, I've been doing it that way for years. So, remember when you put your throttle on, make sure you're off the choke. Because if you're on the choke and you set that throttle cable, well, now you're gonna have cruise control when that choke ramp, unchoke ramps. All right, change of plan. What are you, a 10? Duh. Brain fart. I'm changing out the distributor. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, nah, mazel. We were gonna upgrade to electronic anyway. I'm just gonna throw in a whole new dizzy. Good thunk. Yeah, she's an old girl. .035 distributor. We'll ka-chunk it. Like I said, brand new electronic. With that said, where does that wire go to? Nothing. With that said, I got to put another terminal here. So it's over here. Should be. I do have another one on order. .6 ohms, so we're good here. What I'm getting at is I'm not going to smoke this thing by hooking it up. Plug the ignition back in. Yeah, brand new. Vacuum advance, so on and so forth. Carburetor, electronics. Ooh, good thing I looked. That wire looks a little sus. It's right on the rotor. Put that on. Get our thing pointing to 1, which is right about there. Big slot in back, big slot in back. Drop this guy in. A little persuading and wiggling. Just get it past this clamp. It's always a pain in the butt. Be persistent. Be more persistent. There we go. Nope, don't pinch that wire in there. There we go. Lock it down. She's in. Cylinder 1. Whoop. Ground. Power. It is now electrified. Cylinder 1's back in that corner. Clip. Clip. This one should have been 1, I think. Nope, that one's 2. This one should have been 1, I think. Yes. Two. Coil wire. Main HT lead, so on and so forth. That's in there. That's on. Gotta find my scissors to cut that. Scissors, shears, same difference. Boink. Cut that off. Let's not make the same mistake. There we go, slide that right on. Just tighten those clamps. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. But yeah, she's been leaking a bit. Hence all that oil there. Garbage! Yeah, I don't know what the hell this wire goes to. That's just kind of here. Oh, that's the oil pressure sender. I just unplugged it and I completely forgot. Don't I have an extended one? And when you put these in, don't go, I say this every time, don't do the moon tune. What I mean is don't just keep cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking. You'll snap them. put that on, get rid of that. Let me dump some oil in this thing, let's fire it up. Should be hopefully straightforward and fire right up now. Like I said, I'm gonna put a new coil on this thing just because we have a new distributor, we have a new carburetor. I don't think there's anything wrong with the coil, but you know what? We'll put a new one on. I don't have one. I thought I had one. I might have one on my trucks. I'll order a new one. We'll put it on. Let me fill this thing up. All right, let's get this thing to fire. First off, gonna static time it. Key on. Both lights are on. I just drug out my beep boop. There it is. This guy to something. That'll work. Negative side of the coil. I'm gonna rotate this until that light comes on. Right there. All right, what I'm gonna do now is move this pulley after I flip this thing over. After I flip this thing over to the 7.5 mark and reset it and then retime it. Lights off. Lights on. All right, that should, in theory, be about 7.5. Go there. Have my timing light, see the lead. Have timing light hooked up, just on a jumper battery down here. Let me change the battery real quick. All right, like I was saying, jumper battery down here to run my gun. 11.2 is all that one's putting out, but that's fine. I'm already setting my gun to full advance, so this ain't gonna coordinate with that because I'm running the vacuum line. Anywho, this is gonna take some cranking to fire. That would have took way too much cranking to fire. Oh, just because we gotta fill the bowl. There we go. Wasn't even on the choke. $900. Oh. Let me see where I'm base timing this. All right, let's do some pre-tuning on this carb. Oops, that's the wrong screwdriver. Because as you can tell, she's not happy. Idle's right at 9 and some change. All right, hot start. Smooth. All right, that's done. I got to futz around with the key inside. I don't have any graphite. The ignition is, I guess, sticking. Hard to get in and out and so on and so forth. You can really tell it's sticking on the turn. So I'm gonna dig into that real quick. Probably just lube it, see if it gets any better. Like I said, I just gotta get graphite and we'll probably take this thing out. It apparently ran in, current owner said it runs and drives good. It just wouldn't idle or it'd keep dying. But now we're fit. We got that fixed. Put this thing back on. That thing back on. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That ignition, because it is getting late tonight. By that I mean it's just getting dark out, and I don't like driving in the dark. Customers' vehicles anyway, especially in Louisville. Anywho, get it out. We'll get it on the road in some daylight and see what she does. But she sounds good. She's timing's fine. Let me double check real quick while you're on camera. Make sure she ain't leaking oil. Like I said, I've been having terrible luck with valve covers lately. Hey, we're dry. Good. Yeah, let me crawl in there, mess with the ignition. Like I said, I'm gonna look at it. If it turns out to be anything more than just lubing the barrel or the tumbler, I'll bring it in. But I think it's just a quick lube and call it good. And like I said, I just gotta get graphite. But yeah, you can tell there's a bunch of resistance. All right, I'll be right back for something. Dude. All right, guys. Next day. All right, guys. Next day. Changed out the fuel line. Let me adjust you some. You probably, I don't know where you're pointing, to be honest with me. You, me, it, she, them, whatever. Put in a new fuel line. So that's all taken care of. Put gas in the tank. Got to connect the battery. You can tell this is a complete cold start. Habit. Connect said battery. All right. I fixed the key. It does go in and out now. It just needed to shoot some graphite in there. Neutral. Give it a pump. Reset the choke and let's see what happens. Like it's its job. Give it a second to get some fuel into it because I had that fuel line open and it just dumped everywhere. Think we can tweak the choke just a little bit because it does have a bit of a cannons to it. She coming around. I don't know if the idle is picking up in my mic, but I haven't moved my foot. All right, let's get this thing on the road. Join me for a little cruise. Clutch is high. He's gonna need a clutch soon. Nothing major. You guys are in the way. I can't see anything out that way. Not too bad. First impressions, this is probably one of the more solid Super Beetles I've driven. No weird shakes, rattles, bumps. Typical Volkswagen noises. But the engine's sounding healthy. It's probably going to need new shocks. I do hear a reverb. I doubt that's picking up. You hear a thud every now and then. Usually it's just a bad shock or a bushing going out. But so far, nothing like, you know. Also, it's going to sound stupid, but I smell gas. Problem being, I smell like gas. The old armpit. Forgot to take my shirt off or my jacket off when I did this. And yeah, so I don't know if I'm smelling myself or under the car. I did put 6 gallons in this thing, so I got a half a tank. I know if I do have an issue with the fuel or the float, it will show itself. I feel a little vibration. Nothing I'm concerned about. It's going to be one of those days. I'm going to hit every light. Roll this up. Brakes feel all right. You ever get in a car and you got a really firm brake pedal and feels like you got to put a little more effort into it to make it do something? It's kind of what this feels like. But not saying that's good, bad, or indifferent. Some of these cars are just like that. Yeah, this clutch lift's really high. I did adjust it some. Just the way it wants to be. I'm fine with that. Transmission feels good. It's shifting all the gears. Nothing weird. It's really smooth. Like I said, the clutch is, I hate convertibles because it always sounds like the doors are going to fall off of this thing. Yeah, transaxle's buttery. And you know, for a 15 or a 1600, like I said, I don't know if it's been opened up or rebuilt. Those push rod tubes look new, but for a 15 or 1600 single, this thing has a little giddy up to it. 30-pit carburetor on it, electronic ignition. I ended up not replacing the coil. Nothing wrong with it. I didn't actually bill him for a coil. It's a little clunky. I didn't bill him for a coil, but if it goes out, I'll warranty something I didn't replace. I guess is what I'm getting at. Because up until this exact moment, I completely forgot to replace it. Oops. But yeah. I never told him I was going to replace it. And I'm justifying why I screwed up, I guess is what I'm getting at. I really didn't. I never said I was going to replace it. I only told you guys. And honestly, I could edit that part out and you would never know. But I'm not. Or I did. I don't know. If I'm rambling about a coil, and you have no idea what I'm talking about, yeah, don't worry about it. The complaints we had was a idle issue, hence why we did the carburetor and stuff like that. I probably covered that part of it, yeah, it seems like that idle issue is fine right now. I'm actually going to check to see if that fuel is leaking. Like I said, I have simply put, I smell like gas, and I don't know if it's coming from these. You know anything about Super Beetles? They're horrible. Good news. Completely dry. I don't know if the horn works. I pushed it. It didn't go boop. Scratch. Doesn't like fast shifting. Not a race car. UPS driver. That was my UPS driver. He also has a bus. A Brazilian. So it has the typical bay window front with a split window rear. I think it's a 97. I think I know that guy too. It's the only blue hearse I know of. Yeah, let's head back to the shop. She's doing good. Like I said, everything seems to be running right. It's idling. One of the complaints, I don't know if I covered this or I thought I covered this, but one of the main complaints was it would stall. Wouldn't idle. It's idling fine. Yeah, he dropped this off and it's constantly having to hit the gas. Hence why I just threw a new carburetor on. It also could have been the valves were too tight. To a certain extent. I think we were just having a major fueling issue. You mugged me. That's cool. In your little scooter. Oh, look at me driving around my little scooter. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm a menace to society on my scooter. Guy could probably kick my ass. He was big. Yeah, it looked like both of us doing sumo. One or two. And he goes. Yeah, it sounds good. I say it has about a season left in this clutch. I think I said, or I'm going to say now, I did adjust it and it's just out. Like I said, I mean, obviously these things aren't made for racing, speed shifting and stuff like that, but pushing the limits. If you're easy with it, it's fine. Two lights aren't on, so that's good. Means oil's at least staying in it. Like I said, I didn't see any leaks yesterday. Valve cover seemed good. But anyway, let me wrap this thing up. We're almost at the shop. All right, we're here. It's running good. I'm gonna drop the idle a little bit, just to my ear meter. It sounds just a skosh high. much better. All right, oil leaks subsided. I just want to make sure, double check that sensor was the issue. Like I said, no gauge lights, no nothing. Runs good. Shuts all fine. Key comes out. Key turns. Fire. No throttle. Fired up. Yeah, call this one a win. Let me get on the camera and probably do an intro, because I can't remember if I did one. I got to check real quick because the owner's on his way. And an outro. We got to do both the tros. So, join me in a big cam for, well, both. Well, you're only going to see one after this. But you already saw the first one. Yeah, plan. Be right back. Awesome YouTuber here. If you stuck around this long, thank you. But this is the outro. Car drove well. I think I covered this in the GoPro. But yeah, recap, 72. Yeah, everything worked. I know. I don't know if you might have caught it from the intro that this car is going out, so it possibly should be working. Otherwise, I'm, terrible. But no, car drove well. It's one of the more solid Beetles I've had, or Supers that I've had in here. That's just been bought and driven. Car's, I don't think I said it, but I think he got it off the original owner. So that's cool. But yeah, run, drove. Everything sounds good. Load the idle. Well, I load the idle. Well, on GoPro, I don't know if I have it on in here. But load the idle a little bit. It does have a weird rhythmic warm-up cycle. Could be the carburetor. Pinch for time, like I said, I think in the beginning of the video, owner is on his way. He's punctual too, and I'm running out of time. I don't know why I checked my wrist. There's no watch there. But yeah, car drove good. Idle's good. Didn't feel gas gauge is working with the float, all that stuff. Didn't feel the need to panic because, like I said, took it out and he's on his way. So if something went wrong, that would not have been good. I'm gonna have him monitor the gas smell in it because it does have it. Super Beetles tend to just don't have it. If it persists, it's not leaking. It's not leaking. So gonna have him monitor that. It could be the lines. They're all spray painted orange. The car's been a repaint. But they could be leaking. It just might need the evap system gone through. Or it could be me because I dumped half a gallon on myself. Plan. I gotta throw an air freshener in now. I think I have one. I don't know. I'm rambling, digressing, regressing to close this video out. Car drove, like I said, car drove fine. He's on his way. He's gonna pick it up. A couple recommendations. Brakes, hard pedal, less than, I don't know, like I said in the video, feels like you're putting more force out than you're actually getting stopping. Not really sure. They're all in adjustment. I did check that. I don't know if I have it in this video or not. And clutch. It's going to need a clutch. It's going out. And a shifter coupler. It's a little sloppy. Not bad. But you can tell there's more squish than that. But with all of that rambling aside, I'm going to finally close this thing out. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you, we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. I'm not sure what the next one is yet. Oh, the Jeep runs.